Hey everyone, Justin Walsh here with Franklin Direct and Ladera Ranch. I wanted to do a quick video today on obtaining seller credits when purchasing a house. Now that the housing market is starting to favor buyers quite a bit more than it was this year, we're seeing a ton of folks negotiating or asking for credits from the seller on their contract. So a seller credit can be used to cover closing costs when purchasing a house. And what many potential homeowners don't realize is those seller credits can get you a lot more in return financially than a price reduction. So this video just showcases the difference between a 2% price reduction on a house versus a 2% seller credit. So on the left-hand side, let's say there's a home listed for 1.2 million. On the left-hand side is showing a $20,000 price reduction at 1.18 million. And on the right-hand side is a $20,000 seller credit. So seller credits, a $20,000 seller credit, for example, can 100% be used to obtain a lower interest rate when buying a house. So if today's rate is 5%, for example, but you're getting a $20,000 credit from the seller, you can use those credits to pay for points to get you a lower rate. So then the question poses itself, is it better to have a $20,000 price reduction, or is it better to have a $20,000 seller credit? The same amount of money is coming from the seller, but it's just how it's used that can have a big difference. So on the left-hand side, if there's a $20,000 price reduction and you want to keep the down payment near the same, in this scenario, the monthly payment would be $5,067, okay? And that's at a 5% rate. This is the price reduction scenario. On the right-hand side, this is a scenario with a $20,000 seller credit. So that seller credit is being used to drive down the interest rate. That 4.5% rate, which normally might cost 2 points, those 2 points are being paid for by the seller. That's going to yield a payment of $4,864. So a $203 difference on the payment, or lesser payment on the scenario with that seller credit. So how does that compute for you over the life of the loan or over 15 years in the loan? It's substantial. So granted, the far left scenario has $20,000 less on the price for the house, but that $20,000 seller credit being used to buy down that rate actually yields in 15 years $58,000 less in interest being paid on that loan. Okay, so that $20,000 higher price is actually being offset by almost 2.5 times the amount of interest being paid. So that lower rate and that seller credit is far more impactful, right? Yes, you paid $20,000 more for the house, but $58,000 less in interest over the course of 15 years is a huge difference. And that is something we highly advocate and talk to clients about, as well as our real estate partners, because being able to drive down that rate is going to save you a lot more money over time. If you have more questions, comments, concerns, this is a rather broad topic that has a lot of details that can be talked about. Give us a call. There's also a link in the top of this video. If you want to see how this applies specifically to you, let us know and we'll go from there. Thanks. Bye.